Okay, morning. Did I miss anything important?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yeah, what's going on, people, and welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of which this is the series, should I say, the daily series every day where I reflect to what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on it. But as always, asking for yours, more importantly, your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, your musings. Chelsea, we've had lots of briefings. Yeah, we have. We've heard them all. Chelsea will be quite happy with their position and where they feel like they can move in the next period of the transfer window. Of course, yesterday evening, the 10th of June on a Tuesday, the first 10-day transfer window slammed shut. It will be shut for a few days and then will reopen for the actual transfer window. But what it did mean is Chelsea can no longer register more players for the Club World Cup group phase. But should they then sign players when the window reopens, they could, if they wanted to, register players for the knockout phase of the Club World Cup, should Chelsea reach that stage of the competition. We're going to speak about the omissions in the Club World Cup. We're going to speak about Maignan and Jamie Gittens. We're going to get into all of it. So, welcome and thank you for joining me here on Football Therapy. Like I said before, daily content. I'm really, really grateful for the recent support from all you guys. So, thank you for that. Thank you for dropping a like on this video. And thank you for subscribing. For those of you who find yourself watching my content often but are yet to subscribe, why don't you just hit that sub button and join the fun? Join the ruddy fun, mate. Why not? All right, let's get into it. Transition now. All right, then. Enzo Fernandez, first of all, got sent off for Argentina, and he'll be suspended for both the September international break matches, which actually probably helps Chelsea because he travels all over the gaff for the South American international team. It looked pretty gnarly, actually. High boot, and I saw the face of his victim. It was carved up pretty much. Hope he's all right. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez will be with Chelsea over the summer internationals because he has been suspended by Argentina. Now, I'm going to read an article by Simon Johnson on The Athletic, which was updated last night at 10:14 p.m, about the omissions to the Club World Cup squad, and then we will talk about the situations of Jamie Gittens and Maignan, the fallout. I understand why Chelsea fans are very frustrated, of course. We'll get into that. I'm just going to pause, sip my coffee, and supercharge myself for this next segment. Well, I am rather disappointed with other coffee brands that are available. Oh no, there is a little bit of green screen. Wait, where is it? Oh, that bit there. I thought this bit green would be green screening. But there you go, the top bit, that's a bit of fun. It's a bit of magic in it. Chelsea coffee. Chelsea coffee. Gotta get your fun somewhere. Nicholas Jackson had some fun last night, didn't he? Assisting against England. Probably a good time to gently remind you I do daily content on my second channel, Football Yannick, where I react to non-Chelsea stories and England losing 3-1 at home to Senegal, the first African team to ever defeat England in a football match. Congratulations to them. If you do want to check out my reaction to that and my concerns of Tuchel's England, please do go check out Football Yannick. But we are jumping over to The Athletic now. Simon Johnson writes this. Georgie, and this is it, isn't it? Georgie Petrovic has been left out of Chelsea's Club World Cup squad, while Kendry Pires is also admitted after being loaned out to Strasbourg. I'm going to give you my thoughts on all of this. Pires, whose transfer was agreed with Independiente del Valle when he was 16 in 2023, is now eligible to complete his switch to Stamford Bridge. And of course, we've seen him at Chelsea and Cobham. He's attended games at Stamford Bridge. He's done integration sessions and training, so he feels comfortable. Which I think is still beneficial, even if he's going to go to Strasbourg. He won't be involved in the Club World Cup because he's agreed to go to Strasbourg on loan. By all accounts, he did want to go to the Club World Cup, though, and the young man's disappointed. Just quickly on Kendry Pires, I think Chelsea fans are disappointed because they wanted to see him play. We already knew he was going to Strasbourg. Like, we've reacted to that story weeks ago now. I think it's a good loan for him because look what it did to Santos and indeed Petrovic. And I think it's a congested area in the Chelsea squad currently. I think it would be really good for his development. But I understand the disappointment because we wanted to see him play in the Club World Cup just because it's a bit of fun. You know, we are seeing other players play the Club World Cup. I think Penders is going, if I'm not correct. Of course, we will see not play for Chelsea, but we'll see Esteban play for Palmeiras at the Club World Cup. We're going to see Santos. We're going to see Liam Delap, which is very exciting. Of course, Chelsea yesterday announced the signings officially in terms of being in Chelsea kits and being interviewed of Dario Sugo, who, you know, spoke about how he's really combative and can't wait to play with Caicedo. He's Chelsea's new CDM. Mamadou Sarr, who, you know, spoke about loving N'Golo Kante. He compared himself in terms of profile like Kanate, the Liverpool French international. That'd be very, very good. And, you know, those guys, Delap with Santos and Douay, will feel like, you know, sort of new signings and watching them in their Chelsea shirt. That will be exciting, you know, just new young players that apparently are very good. We will soon learn. So there will be new shiny toys to see in America, but remember, additional signings can join the Club World Cup if we get to the knockout phases. If we sign more players, which I think we probably will, certainly in Jamie Gittens' case. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So Petrovic is not going to the tournament in the US, despite Chelsea ending their interest in AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan before the transfer window closed at 7 p.m. tonight. I will talk about Maignan again, so keep it locked. The Serbia international Petrovic impressed on loan at Strasbourg last season, but Chelsea have decided to take goalkeepers Sanchez, Jorgensen, and new signing Mike Penders, who joined them from Genk. Penders is very exciting. We will hope to see him get a few minutes. Because I don't think he'll necessarily be in the Chelsea team. I wonder if he is amazing. If Chelsea just think, ooh, maybe we can use this kid. We'll see what happens there. Chelsea continue to assess their goalkeeping options with Petrovic to report back for pre-season in July. However, sources have told The Athletic that he has interest from multiple European clubs and that he or Sanchez could be sold because Chelsea will not go into the campaign with 4 goalkeepers in the squad. Let's just quickly do this, the current goalkeepers then. If it's a choice between Sanchez and Petrovic being sold, of course, I, like 99% of you, would want Rob Sanchez to be sold and to keep Georgi Petrovic. They almost certainly, Chelsea are looking at this from an unsavoury business perspective of, you know, Petrovic you make a huge profit on if you sell him. Sanchez, you make a loss if you sell him. So they'll be looking at it like that, almost certainly. Of course, pour one out for, it's official now, Bettinelli has left Chelsea for Man City. He signed for Man City. They've announced it. They've done the media with him. He's a Man City player, so, you know, good luck to him. I hope he makes a bit more. I mean, I'm assuming he gets a better salary because it won't be for footballing reasons. But we know that. So, Chelsea are considering the likes of Gargar, Slanina and Demman as a third choice goalkeeper to hang around. So there will be available players in there. And we've got 1,000 goalkeepers. They're not short on goalkeepers to pick a third choice. It's just with that player, you know, agree on being a third choice for a season and just essentially training with Chelsea first team to be around, you know, the players. That's all you're getting is Chelsea third choice. We'll see what happens there. Petrovic, very peculiar. I must say, I align myself with other Chelsea fans. I think it's mental. If you're selling him as well, surely you want him in the shop window in the Club World Cup. I want to see him give it a chance under Maresca. I want to see him play Enzo Maresca's football. Out of all of this, you know, the Kendry Pies thing, the kid's disappointed, but I kind of get it. You know, Strasbourg was the plan. You know, don't get injured in America, go to Strasbourg, be a huge player for them. You're going to play in Europe with the Conference League. It's a huge campaign for them. That's a good feeling in the fans supporting the team. You know, you got players like Moreira absolutely balling out a left back there, and you know, Mati Samugu's going to join you over there. I think like fine. The Pies thing is fine. The goalkeeper situation, and not Maignan, which we're about to speak about, but like not taking Petrovic and leaving us with, while I am excited to see Mike Penders, like I'm a little bit confused about this whole Petrovic situation, and not least because Nkunku is being brought, okay? So we'll speak about that as well. So There was a briefing that all the loaned players aren't going to go to the Club World Cup except Andre Santos. So Andre Santos, who was also on loan at Strasbourg last season, has been included to Enzo Maresca's squad, but all the other loanees haven't. So that, of course, includes Georgi Petrovic. But on top of that, it includes Joao Felix. He's not going. We're going to try and get him a new club. Raheem Sterling makes total sense. Axel Disasi makes total sense. And Ben Chilwell as well makes total sense. So that's confusing. What doesn't make any sense is Christopher Nkunku is going. Surely Christopher Nkunku is firmly settled in between the names like Joao Felix and Raheem Sterling in terms of get me out of here as quick as possible. Right? Surely. But no, Nkunku's been included, unless it's like an optics thing to buy and like, yeah, don't worry, we'll take him. We're not that desperate to sell him. Pay the money. I had no idea. I mean, I can't really defend that decision at all. I can't defend the decision of Nkunku being included and Petrovic being excluded. I think it's mental, personally. Matisse Mugu, who moved to Stamford Bridge from St Etienne, he's also been omitted. Same as Kendry Pires, both going to Strasbourg, both not going to America. Again, it makes sense. The Athletic reported earlier on Tuesday, Chelsea did not want to take too many players and have a, quote, bomb squad of individuals whose future lies elsewhere. Then why bring in Nkunku, bro? They want the majority of players who finished the Premier League campaign that won the Conference League in May to be competing and as they see the Club World Cup as part of the same season. So yeah, Nkunku was a big part of the Conference League, I suppose, but it's still weird. Chelsea new signings, of course, Liam Delap, Asugo, Mamadou Sarr are all going to be on the plane. Right, so I have a problem with Petrovic. I have a problem with Petrovic not going. I have a problem with Nkunku going. Maybe there's behind the scenes method behind that madness, but for me, as a just general Chelsea fan, see it as madness. I will say, I'm not necessarily losing my mind. I understand Chelsea fans are frustrated, a lot of them, but I feel kind of okay about most of it. The truth is, I was feeling very positive at the end of the campaign. I mean, technically we're still in the same campaign, and technically the actual transfer window hasn't opened yet, so we probably should all keep our powder dry, I imagine anyway. But I felt really good. I was looking forward to this young team playing again and getting better. I was looking forward to Santos joining, Esteval joining, having a look at Penders. The more I've seen the interview media of Mamadou Sarr and Dario Sugo, who will be Chelsea first teamers, I feel a bit better. There's another good centre back there. There's another actual player to give Moises Caicedo rest and Sugo. That's good. I've been very clear. I like the Delap signing. So the fact how the actual transfer window hasn't opened yet, I feel alright, really. I'm, like I said, annoyed about Nkunku surely is being sold, so why bring him? That's annoying. The goalkeeper situation. Let's end on the goalkeeper situation, because that's a big one. So let's talk about Gittens quickly. Now, Chelsea wanted to get Gittens finalised before the Club World Cup group stage. They wanted to bring him. He really wanted to go, of course. He agreed a 7-year deal that was widely reported across all media. He's really excited to join Chelsea. We've looked at the stats. He looks really appropriate for Chelsea in terms of profile, not just because he's a 20-year-old, but because how he plays. If you look at his numbers under the Niko Kovac's predecessor, he had really great numbers. And then, of course, Kovac comes in and he doesn't play well again under him at all because he doesn't fit his football. Fine, you fit our football, come on down. I heard also German football expert Seb Stafford-Bloor of The Athletic speak about how he thinks Jamie Gittens is an incredibly fine player. So I'm pretty excited. But Chelsea didn't want to be taken for a ride by Borussia Dortmund. Chelsea originally offered like £28 million and £35 million, which I think, are serious bids for this young player. But they wanted £50 million initially, which was their starting point, which was always known there'll be wiggle room. Chelsea eventually had a £42 million bid rejected. So Chelsea did keep pushing. They kept increasing their bid hugely. And then they got to the point, essentially, where Dortmund went, right, £45 million, which is like 55 million euros, guys. He's a good player. He's got a high ceiling, but I don't think Chelsea fans wanted to pay silly money on Gittens. So I've seen across social media a lot of Chelsea fans be like, actually, fine, and this isn't like necessarily a failure of the hierarchy of Chelsea Football Club. It's more of a fair play. We're not getting absolutely taken for a ride here. Chelsea consider it, and this again it reeks of briefing, but this is what the briefing is: a Club World Cup tax that they also say Mike Maignan's situation is, and they feel like, look, yeah, because Dortmund said he's gonna play for the Club World Cup for us, and he's gonna get more suitors, but that's silliness because Niko Kovac doesn't fancy him. So if anything, it's just putting your unfancied player on the biggest stage so everyone can see how your manager doesn't want to use him. How is that going to get more suitors? Chelsea feel like the deal will happen. It's going to happen no matter what. Because the player wants it. Of course, there was that video circulating on social media of the player, Gittens, speeding away from the training ground, really angry because they didn't agree to Chelsea's really substantial bids. But if you want to know my opinion, this deal happens in the transfer window, the main transfer window. And actually, what will happen, I think, is when it reopens, I think he'll actually will be in America. But if he hasn't featured, because I don't know if you can feature for 2 Club World Cup teams in one tournament. I don't know if they're an organised enough tournament to have implemented those rules yet, FIFA, because a lot of it just seems like gung-ho, like, yeah, you can qualify. Yeah, Inter Miami can qualify. And YOLO, big vibes. So I wonder if they've got these rules in place. If he can't play for 2 and represent 2 teams in the Club World Cup, I wonder if you see Dortmund's first game, if he features at all. If he's, how he plays. If he doesn't, then, I wonder if they're like, all right, we'll sell him before the knockout phases and Chelsea can, register him for the knockouts and we'll agree they're 45 million, but it's a package deal, so it was probably like 35 million up front, 10 million in add-ons or something like that. I think it gets done. It either gets done before the knockouts of the Club World Cup or it gets done in time for pre-season. That's my opinion. And in the words of Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea will insist and the player's desperate to go himself and the new manager doesn't play him. So for my money, Gittens to Chelsea is going to happen. It's a matter of time. Right, goalkeeper Mike Maignan. I really want Chelsea to sign Mike Maignan. I've said it here on the channel. I think he's a leader. I think he's a good footballing goalkeeper. I think he's the perfect bridge gap, to like a Mike Penders, yeah? And for all of that, great. Now, I do see a lot of stuff. Again, I do have a burner account on X, and I see a lot of people Chelsea fans defending this Chelsea negotiation, saying, look, they're going to lose him on a free. He's already asked to go to Chelsea. He's already told Allegri he wants to go. Milan have sort of ripped Chelsea off before. Why should Chelsea just give them 30 million quid for this guy who's in 6 months can sign a pre-contract agreement on a free for Chelsea? And Chelsea offered what they deem a good value, and they've been very public in we're not openly looking for a goalkeeper, but if one comes up as a great opportunity for a great price, we will buy him. I think for the difference in value, Chelsea should have just paid it, personally. We've offered 15 million euros, I think, which is what, 12.5 million pounds. And to be honest, I don't think that's undervalued. I think we offered £8.5 million first, and we've gone up to £12.5 million. We've gone up £4 million, which is nearly a 50% increase. I kind of get it. I do think he's going to leave Milan, and I think Chelsea, look, we've got loads of goalkeepers, mate. We like him. We liked him a couple of years ago. We will take him off your hands, and we'll give you a significant fee in £12.5 million, 15 million euros, which of course isn't. For a 30-year-old goalkeeper that's going to be on a free in 12 months' time for an Italian club, we reckon that's good money for you. Because there's so much briefing going on from Chelsea, and briefing is often not the truth. Well, it's coming from the horse's mouth, but it's often being said with like a different what's it called? What's the word? Not incentive, you know what I'm thinking about. Intention. I literally pressed the pause record button and it came to me. So, they're saying it for different reasons, for optics in the public. Like, we got loads of goalkeepers, we don't need him. Similarly, obviously their deadline is done, but if Mike Maignan just carries on reiterating how he feels like Gittens. Sell me to Chelsea. I want to go to Chelsea. Unlike Gittens, Maignan could say, look, the thing is with him, he's got 12 months left. He wants to leave. And you've got a very headstrong player in Mike Maignan whose head is turned. His head is at Chelsea. I'm not saying he's not going to be a professional at Milan, but like, surely you just sell it. Again, you sell him. What I just said about Gittens, I think it happens regardless. I don't necessarily feel like that with Maignan. I'm very disappointed about that. But there's still a good chance it does happen if Milan go, all right, just give us 12 million. Chelsea go, there you go. Go on then, Mike. Jump in the squad. And he presumably will just be first choice. I mean, he wouldn't sign a deal with Chelsea unless he knew he was first choice. So that would be very exciting. Again, I'm disappointed about that. I'm concerned about the Petrovic thing, but I'm not necessarily, because I finished the season in a good mood with what was happening with the players. We've added a bunch of players. We'll probably add some more. I'm not going to get bummed out about it, especially before I see another ball kicked. But of course, everyone's entitled to their opinions and feelings. And like I said, I'm annoyed about the Nkunku and Petrovic thing. I think Nkunku will be sold, so this will become just a anecdotal thing, and we'll see what happens there. Let me know what you think, though. It's been a long old video where there was a lot to talk about. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you as always for supporting me, for liking and subscribing, and I do hope to see you back here very soon, mate. I'll be here to react to all the big stories, so keep it locked. Alright, peace.